Gonna work. There we go. Hey, we are live. We are back for another week, and I am already sweating. Oh my goodness, this is such a good sign.
A good sign of things to come, I suppose.
It's warm in here. It's Florida. But welcome everyone again to another simulation podcast where we talk about news, nerd stuff, and games. And we just hang out. In the live stream world, welcome. I am Kevin, and this here is Allie, and we are welcomed again by another special guest. We have again, Florida's always is preheating. Another, sorry, I'm bad with words today. Please welcome in Cory from Game Pass or Pass.
The helmet.
Or sorry, Doomslayer tonight. Can't handle the helmet. I love it.
I can't with the helmet. I can't.
It's so good, and you scared him away. You
I know. I
scared him away. See, this is
why we can't have nice things.
I'm the reason you owe me a soda. Yeah, you're the problem. It's you.
I'm the problem. It's me.
Anyways, how is everyone doing today? And yes,
tired.
Allie, I am talking to you.
I'm tired, Kevin. I'm very tired. I got a week and a half left of work.
It's hot in that thing.
I can imagine.
Everything's green.
Just blink a few times. You should be all right after that.
Blink if you need help.
Blink twice if you're okay.
Can't see through it. It has lights on it too, but I don't have any batteries.
Wait, so lights on the inside of the visor, or
no? There's like it's like on the around the visor.
So like pointing outward. That's
cool.
Yeah. The thing is though, like it'll murder your batteries because they're just on the whole time. You can't really like have like a pattern or anything like that. It's just on the whole time. So you get like 2 hours max.
Oh, so that's gonna be a short convention,
right?
You're
it's
not
four,
even.
It's like it's 4 AA's too. It's not like it's like 2 batteries. It's like old school Game Boy. Like or Game Gear. Like we're gonna destroy your batteries and you'll cry.
I was gonna say, yeah, the Game Gear was like notorious for that. Like it just ate up batteries like no one's business. Golly.
So batteries not included.
So I gotta ask, is that sword metal? Is it real? Is it sharp?
It is glass, actually.
So even more metal. Nice.
Yeah. It's someone actually made that for me. A piece of it actually fell off. If you're an eagle eye, I gotta put it back on.
But, really?
Yeah, I made it for my birthday like 3 or 4 years ago.
That's impressive. Holy cow.
Yeah.
I see the piece, but like that's
I just
impressive.
noticed the broken piece like a month ago.
Oh man. So anyways, Cory, how have you been, man? We haven't really caught
surviving.
Up in between. So
yeah, we're in game apocalypse between Expedition and Doom, and I'm actually going to also try to play Metaphor. So that's a commitment.
Oh, yeah, good.
But on the Game Pass, on the Game Pass side, we're eating good over here. So we also had Oblivion come out, and I'm trying to think what else. Something else just hit too. Monster Train 2 hit today. And then Blueprints came out, and so like there's some bangers, and then Tony Hawk is next month, as well as something else I can't remember. But
Tony Hawk 3 and
Microsoft
4?
and Game Pass, yeah, Tony Hawk 3 and 4, yeah, and that's nice. I think that's June. It might be July, but no, Game Pass this year is eating good, but I don't know that they did that on purpose. Between Expedition being the most popular game probably of the year so far, I don't think anybody would have guessed that one. So.
I honestly never heard about Expedition until I seen it on Game Pass. So
we were waiting for it, but we got bit by Game Pass and trailers a couple times, so we were very skeptical. But I got to play it a little bit early, like 24 hours, and as I was playing it, it was one of those things where like I couldn't talk to anybody about it. And I was just like, is this like the best game ever? Because I feel like it might be the best game ever. So I had to like wait. And so finally when Basher plays, like, no, this is kind of like the best game ever. I was like, okay, cool. So we're on the same page.
Yeah, Allie and I, before you joined in, she was telling me about it. I was like, no, I was able to finally play a new game, and that's one of them. And I got it to work. I'm like, I want to play it. Don't spoil anything for me. I'm like, oh, because I started listening to your review on it, and like just how you were saying, oh, it's so good. We may have to spoil it. I'm like, okay, that settles it. I have to see if I can play it. I have to see if this computer can have one last game with it, and so now I'm like, okay, because I seen one of our friends play it on his live stream. I'm like, this is impressive. Like the music is, I love it. It is amazing.
The story, like literally and metaphorically behind it, is kind of a crazy one of just a ragtag of random developers, and they found like the composer, just a dude on SoundCloud that the developer or the director just really liked, and it was just like, oh, you just found this guy on SoundCloud? Like, yeah, and he just put out like one of the best soundtracks of modern gaming. It's like, oh, okay, cool. But it's the story behind it and literally is just it's interesting. That's what I'll say. We did our best to not spoil it. We went a little bit into Act 1, but we did our best to not really say anything major. So if you've played it, you obviously know there's some major twists. We didn't talk about any of those or anything like that. So,
well, I know from playing what was it? It was on the Wii. It was a Xenoblade game, Xenoblade Chronicles, I think, on the Wii.
yeah,
and I'm not shy of them killing off a character within the first 15 minutes. So I'm like, oh, you get to know the person, and it's like, cool, great, and then just right in the chest by a mecha. I'm like, I hate everyone now. Why would you do that to me?
Yeah, what can I say here? I think the best compliment I can say about it is that it treats you like an adult, which even Xenoblade is a I like Xenoblade, but it's still very much an anime. It's anime tropes.
Yeah.
And the story of Expedition is very anime, but it's told in a adult way, I guess you could say. So it's still out there, it's still different, but by the end of it, you're not just like, oh, this was like every other kind of game. It definitely, if you're a grown man tears kind of person, you'll definitely have some. So
it's not it's the friends we made along the way, and love is
correct.
Power, or win by a hug. Freaking Soul Eater, damn it.
Yeah,
sorry,
no,
I'm still
definitely not that.
About that. That's good. Sorry, Allie, we're leaving you out of the picture here. Sorry.
She's playing it. I don't know why she's not talking.
Because I told her not to.
Yeah, I was told to
shut up.
She was
going on about it because she told me about the where she was at. They made it to the painter. I'm like,
Paintress, yep.
Yeah, and she was like, yeah, and it's still not over. I'm like, no, what? No, don't, please don't. I don't want to spoil. I want to be surprised.
Yeah, that's why I can't open my big mouth, because
Sorry.
I will spoil things for him, and he knows it.
You do blab. You do
I
go
do.
on, yeah. But
I'm
the same way. So, sorry, Tavik got his motorcycle ride in today. That is awesome. I wish we could ride down here without it sweating in the shade. It sucks. I hate it.
You chose to live there.
So, BioShock rumors. Allie found this out. There is on apparently a series coming out with Netflix about BioShock.
That's been rumored forever, and Wentworth Miller was supposedly the lead on it, but I don't know if that ever. I know they have like the rights to it or whatever. So whether it ever happens, 2K sold it to him, I believe. But that was like 2018, I think.
Wow, yeah,
Well,
that was a
rumors.
grip ago.
There's rumors now that it's actually happening.
It wouldn't surprise me. That also, there's been 2K's not been quiet that they're making a BioShock game. and they've been saying that forever. So I'm assuming at some point we'll see it, and maybe this is the year. So maybe they're trying to collab now.
I'll take it. I want more Bioshock.
Yeah.
I want Judas more than Bioshock, honestly, but we'll see.
I want that one too, but I want Bioshock too.
Which Judas?
You don't know?
No.
Judas. So Ken Levine is the creator of Bioshock, and he left after Infinite, and he's making Judas now.
Oh.
Which has a lot of Bioshock feel to it.
Yeah, it looks very Bioshock. Yeah.
Maybe I have seen it. Let me say Judas. Or Judas.
No, don't do that.
I'll just get a bunch of Bible verses.
You get more than you bargained for there.
Oh man. Oh no, I have not seen this. Oh my.
Well, there you go, Kevin. Something
Okay,
new to
so
look
yeah,
at.
I'll have to save that for later. That is cool.
This is my conspiracy theory is that Judas is actually the next Bioshock game, but they're just pretending it's not.
I could see that.
I mean, yeah. They could have a second city.
Yeah, well, and like because Ken Levine left basically because he was just like tired of doing it. He's just like, I just kind of want to make my own games. I want to make smaller games and all that. But then it's like he shows Judas off, and it's like, you've also been making this for like 7 years, so this isn't exactly a small game as you claim, sir. And the fact that after 7 years, 2K, which is 2K, and they love money, they're not like, they didn't just like put a Bioshock game out. They're not exactly patient. I guess that's not fair because Grand Theft Auto's taken forever, but
they delayed one more year.
Right, and that kind of makes sense as it's like the most profitable game in history, so they will let them take their time. But yeah, that's my conspiracy theory, and I'm saying it now so that way in 2 years when I'm right, I can say I told you so.
He just wants to say I told you so.
Pretty much.
Don't we all? Every guy wants to say that. I mean, how many times have we been told that?
You guys never grow up from the playground.
So thanks for everyone stopping by tonight. I think that's going to be it for the night. I guess we'll talk about Doom another night. No, I'm just kidding. So do you want to talk about Schedule 1 or?
Schedule 1. I love that game.
I guess there's a new awesome big update, but it's only in beta.
Yeah, it's in beta right now just because, it's one guy developing the game. So he's just putting out fixes here and there. And this one is supposed to be a save file fix. And your employees, like, it's had this system where, like, every time you hired an employee for, like, one of your little bases, they had to have their own bed. And those beds were not little. They're pretty big. Like, so they take up a lot of space. So if you've got like 4 or 5 employees, you got 4 or 5 beds on top of your bed in this one section.
Yeah. So where else are they going to sleep?
They're not going to sleep now because now they're going to have lockers instead of beds.
Oh, so normal workforce. Gotcha.
No, I still have that workforce. Still works for me. Still running my empire.
No,
Thank you
I'm
very
saying
much.
You don't sleep. You just work or you don't sleep. That kind of work.
I sleep. They don't sleep.
Exactly.
They run my empire
World all over again.
Exactly. I've made a little empire. I love that game. I really do love that game. And I'm excited about this one. You should. It's good.
Someday when I get a chance, yeah. I got to install it first, but
at least play the demo.
Well, we're sharing the game now, so I could play it when you're not playing it.
Exactly, except that I keep kicking people off of it.
Yeah.
And I feel bad then.
Do you really,
they can buy it if they really want to.
Yeah.
I've played a lot of that.
Yeah, I was going to say, give them a chance to play it, and then they can buy it.
Fine. I'll play my other obsession for a little while then.
The Sims.
No.
Wait, there's another obsession?
Yes. The Sims broke my mod, so I'm not talking to the Sims right now.
Power Wash Simulator.
No.
When's that second one coming out? Gotta be soon, right?
Yeah, that is coming out soon.
Didn't it have you could wishlist it?
I think so.
Yeah, it still just says coming soon.
Yeah, I don't have Steam opened up. But Purifiers, I think it's coming out later this year. That's another one.
Yeah, that's that one that you keep talking about.
Because it's going to be, you get to be General Grievous. That's going to be, well, in a way with the wands, and you get to, it's dumb fun. Like, I love that stuff. Q3 of this year. So, it'll come out this year.
How do you even spell that? Because every time I try to add it, it comes up with just not that game.
Purrrrifier. Purifiers.
Oh, there it is.
Yeah.
There it is. I played the demo. I remember that.
I haven't played it yet. I was going to try to get a hold of you if you want, so we can like play it sometime. But you've already played it, so and I just plumb forgot. So.
Ooh, you can register to be in the playtest.
Yeah.
Please and thank you.
I already did that. Yeah, you should have done that. Why aren't you doing that?
I told you I couldn't find it. Oh, it's Playway too, so even better. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh boy.
Yeah, another obsession that she's gonna just get lost in.
There was a VR one called like Power Wash Adventure or something like that, and I wanted to play that, but I never got around to it because the VR version of Power Wash was a little rough. So
really. Okay.
Yeah, and they ended up like dropping support for it because nobody played it. So
isn't that how House Flipper VR went too? They kind of stopped.
Yeah, that tanked pretty hard. Yeah,
that one was not good either.
Yeah, I never played that in VR.
It was not good.
I wanted to. I kept forgetting about it, so maybe I am the problem. It's the problem. It's me.
It's you.
Somebody who has a Quest 3 that's been sitting in the box for about 6 months now. I think I'm more the problem.
Oh well, I mean, mine's just collecting dust right here. So
yeah.
Actually, I
was like, I should play that, and then I'm like, yeah, but then I gotta like move.
Yeah, you got to move stuff around, and then the cable. I don't want to deal with that.
Sounds like you guys are lazy.
Yeah, I am. What of it?
Says the girl who hasn't even turned hers on, so I don't. I have no room to talk.
You get a free quest and you don't even play it. Wow. Okay.
I charged it.
I see how our friendship is. Okay.
It's half the battle.
It's charged.
Is it
you get
now?
like what, half an hour out of it?
That half hour was used for Five Nights at Freddy's.
Because of course it was.
Because of course it was. What else was it going to be used for? Walkabout?
Yeah.
Okay, it would be used for that.
Yeah.
It would be.
That is the killer app. So
that is what I would use it for. Let's be real.
Oh yeah, for sure. Walkabout is by far the most popular game on Quest.
Really?
Oh yeah.
Neat. I love that game. It's fun. I have it on Steam.
They are cranking out. Yeah, they're cranking out courses like crazy for it.
Oh yeah, they are. They're picking up pace since last year. Goodness. Yeah. There was Oh, Allie, you should play Phase in VR.
Did I do that? Wasn't that something I did?
I think she did tell me about that you did, yeah. And we lost her.
I'm not doing that to myself.
It's fun.
No. I already run in a circle when a Dio shows. And by the way, I'm going to still call it a Dio. I don't even care. It's right up there with a Taie. I swear to Jesus, I'm going to hunt down those people and make them fix it.
So, Cory, for context, if you don't know, there's the Phasmophobia team on TikTok. And one person, she pronunciates the names of the ghosts properly. But the one that everyone gets upset about is what we call a Thay, because that's how it looks. But it's pronounced Taie because of its origin country.
It's for origin, yeah.
Yeah.
Taie.
Is it like Asus and Asus?
Yeah.
It's like nails on a chalkboard.
So I guess what the Diogen is actually the Diachgen or something like that.
I can't even with that. It sounds like she's just garbling.
I can't remember. It's something outlandish like the Taie, but not as bad. But like understanding where it's from, it's like, okay, that makes sense. I can understand they speak like that, but Taye.
Like my L in Expedition. It's like, what?
That makes sense to me.
If you say so.
But not a Taye.
Not a Taye.
Or Seal.
Okay,
Seal?
Seal's name is weird for me.
In Expedition?
Yeah.
Siel.
CL or Seal.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah, it's weird. It's definitely French.
Fair. That's fair.
French.
Very French game.
Very French game.
I never would have guessed from the intro. No, not at all. Not the Arc de Triomphe. So, Cory, I gotta ask: have you played Star Wars Battlefront at all?
Oh yeah, for sure. That was I mean, yeah, including the new ones, but I mean, the original second one was a frequent. What can I say here? I got really good at like trolling people and my friends, so it was always like I was like the final boss. So we do tournaments and stuff, and then basically what it was is like if you knew how to use Darth Maul, you could basically just never get hit, kind of thing. And I figured that out, so that was yes. But no, I have played way too much Star Wars Battlefront.
Nice. So have you heard about the whole petition that's going on and the surge of players going on with Battlefront 2 right now to get Battlefront 3?
Yeah, and it's.
What are your thoughts?
I feel like they're doing it wrong.
Yeah.
Like if go play the original Battlefront 2 because people are playing the new Battlefront 2.
Original. What do you mean?
The ones that just came out, the remastered.
No. Like go play the original Battlefront 2, not the DICE ones.
The original, the one on
yes.
Oh, like on the PS2 and the
yes. Those are the games you should be playing because those games are good, whereas the DICE ones are not very good. So
okay, yeah, I've only played the DICE. I actually never had a chance to play the originals. No, I tell you, I played the first one. I played the first one.
You should like it holds up extremely well. Like, and it just as like I'm a Star Wars snob when it comes to games, and it's like. I hate that they also just called it Battle for Star Wars. Like you couldn't call it something else because now it's like the Doom 2016 problem. Just like you say Doom and some people are just like, oh yeah, I played Doom. It's like, have you though? Yeah. Have you really played Doom? And so it's like that game is like gorgeous. Like when it comes to like like you are in Hoth, you are in Coruscant, but there's a simplicity to those original Star Wars Battlefronts that anybody could pick up and play them. Whereas those new ones, it's like, yeah, you're just playing like a really watered down battlefield, and it's okay, but it's just those original games were special and they hold up for a reason. But go play that one because do we really want a Battlefront 3 from DICE? I don't think we do. I think we want one from the original developers.
Who was the original? Do you know?
Pandemic, I believe.
Oh yes, I want that. I want them back. I wish they never got rid of them.
I'm looking it up because of course I typed in Battlefront 2 and it brought up the new one.
Brought up the new one. But I love
the good Battlefront.
The good one.
Yeah, that was 2005. Yeah, it was Pandemic. Yep.
Nice.
Those Battlefront games were the best. I played them. I skipped school to play them sometimes.
Well, and Battlefront 2 came out when Episode 3 was coming out on DVD and Blu-ray. Or I guess just DVD at that time. And that was like, as a Star Wars fan, like we were eating good. Like they came out on the same day, if I remember correctly, or they were pretty close to each other. Yeah. And so there was a big marketing campaign. It was just like you walked in, it's like you can get Battlefront 2 and get Revenge of the Sith. And it's just like, there was nothing better. So.
Yeah, actually, I went to go see the screen re-showing of Return of the Sith. Revenge.
You good there?
No. I told you I'm not. Episode 3. I went to go see that with my sister and like, oh my God. It was good. I liked it. I never got to see it originally, so I can finally say I've seen it in theaters now.
I saw it when it came out. I skipped school to go.
Well, I didn't. I was a good kid.
I was not a good kid. I was not a good kid.
So,
But
yeah, unfortunately, that's with I think that's what everyone's wanting is a diced game of Battlefront 3 is what everyone's kind of going on because that's all they've been showing is the Battlefront 2 from DICE, which I enjoy. It's simple, I guess, you know. Plus, I love the Ewok mode. That was just fun.
It got a lot better. When that game came out, obviously there was the controversy of the loot boxes and
right.
It's just that classic EA move kind of thing. It reminds you a lot of Titanfall 2. It's just like you guys put out something and it sold like crazy. I mean, that's not that was Titanfall 2's problem, but it's just like you sank your own game, and then you got there after about 2 years. You finally got it to where where it should be, and then they're just kind of like, yeah, but you're not going to get another one because no one's playing. It's like, well, yeah, because you put out a crappy game. Like I don't. Sorry, I guess.
Audience, yeah.
Right. So it's typical EA, but we will probably get another Battlefront at some point. But the question is, will it be called Battlefront, and will EA make it since they don't have the exclusive license anymore? They'd be stupid for somebody to not try to make a Battlefront 3. But what's interesting is that they did that classic collection, which they also screwed up. And yeah, they screwed that up royally. So okay, who did that? Was that Asper? I think did that one. I can't remember.
I've never even heard of it.
I still play it.
Yeah, it's okay, but again, it's just like this isn't hard. Like, just make a new Battlefront. like why did we have to like change it into a first-person shooter and like all these? It's like just make another one. I don't understand.
Well, that's also kind of like with Battlefield 2042. It's after Battlefield 4. It's like, oh, Battlefield 5. Let's just make a new modern Battlefield, and then we get 2042.
Yep. It's like, no, you can't just make another one. You gotta do something, I guess.
Yeah, they always gotta try to do something different that no one's gonna like. But apparently they're coming out with an actual Battlefield game, so that'll be fun. Hopefully.
Yeah, hopefully. Maybe it'll ship with the scoreboard this time.
For real. Oh man. So what are your thoughts? We'll get to Doom. I know we're just kind of glossing over a little bit of the news that we chose, and it's been a half hour. But I feel like this is a very pressing matter, and it's very crucial in today's time, and the console isn't even out yet. What are your thoughts on the Switch now that we got more news about the game keys and the leasing of the console? Like,
if I look at the calendar, right, actually, this is the last episode for you guys before it comes out, which is interesting.
Yeah.
I have one pre-ordered because I'm stupid. But actually, as I was thinking about this the other day, it's like, am I though? Because we're in this weird era now where consoles can go up in cost. So
yeah,
maybe I'm not. Maybe I'm actually going to get it on a discount compared to people who wait, kind of thing, which is really messed up to think about. It seems rushed. I'm not going to lie. Like it, especially considering Mario Kart World was apparently going to be a Switch 1 game. It's just like, what have you guys been doing this whole time? Like, where are the games? Like, I mean, Donkey Kong is in July, that looks phenomenal kind of thing. But it's like, other than that, it's pretty light. Metroid is the game that I'm getting one for kind of thing.
Okay.
But it's we'll see. I don't know if it's going to catch fire the way that first one did. I mean, obviously the first 10 million will go pretty quick, but after that, it'll be interesting to see with that price point how fast it goes. But
right. How long do you think it'll be before they hack it?
Ooh, they're obviously not going to make the same mistakes last time.
Because the first Switch, they hacked it within a week. Like, that was
well, that was it was them using the Tigra X1 that was like ancient at that time was not the smartest move.
No,
but I get it. I feel like Nvidia just had like a million of those laying around somewhere. It's like, I don't know, what can we do with these? We put them in Teslas. I guess we can put them in a console next, I guess. So we'll do that. But no, I think it's going to take significantly longer. Because it's one of those, like, if if you do it right, like if I remember correctly, the Xbox One still hasn't even been fully cracked open yet.
Correct.
So if it's possible,
yeah. Well, I was just gonna say the Xbox One hasn't gotten its own custom firmware, but you still can load up homebrew applications. Although I think they shut that method down.
They had the developer mode, which that might be even why people aren't even. I mean, also it's Xbox One. Like, does anybody? I won't say does anybody care because that's not fair.
Does anybody own one?
Right.
Everyone's moved on to the Xbox One Series X or something,
or a PC, like Microsoft seems to be doing too. But them having that developer mode where you could upload, basically 90% of why you want to hack a console anyways to put on ROMs and then never play them. So since you can already do that, maybe people don't care, but at the same time, it can be done. And it's in NVIDIA's best interest to make sure that they don't have a security vulnerability like they did with the Tiger One. So I think it'll take time, but it's only going to be, eventually it will happen, but it's not going to happen nearly as fast as that first one. Also, I think Nintendo might just I think they might just kill like NVIDIA if that happens. Like they'll just show up and take his stupid leather jacket off of him and end him. So
they'll make him disappear in the ocean.
Pretty much. Yeah. What the heck's his name? Ginseng or something like that? I can never remember his name.
Oh, I don't know. But I was just gonna say they'll make the name of NVIDIA disappear like it never even happened.
Jensen Huang and his stupid leather jacket. I hate that leather jacket. I hate it.
I mean, can you share that? I want to see what it looks like.
Yeah. How do I share my screen? There we go.
Let's see. Watch. Yeah. Oh, that guy. the stupid leather jacket.
Hate it so much.
Does he ever wash that thing? Has anybody seen him without the jacket? That's it. Maybe it's a part of him.
Right.
Maybe he's a symbiote.
He is the jacket. Yeah. It's. God. I hate this man. I hate him so much.
Oh, man. So no canceling the pre-orders anytime soon, then, is what it sounds like.
No, I did cancel my Pro controller pre-order because I was just like, I'm not giving you $90 for that. I can't. It's too much. Yeah,
golly, that's a huge jump from. Well, I think it was the first one was $70.
Yeah, and I bought one of those at launch. I remember. And I felt really bad about it then because I was like, this is stupid. But I knew I'm an ergonomics person and I cannot stand the Joy-Cons. So like, I'm going to have to buy a controller. But since you can use the Pro controllers from the Switch 1 on the Switch 2, I was like, I'll get one when they go on sale because somebody will put it on sale eventually. But you are not getting $90 out of me for that thing. So,
right. I was cracking up because of what Tavik is saying in chat right now is, tell me where his jacket touched you on this doll.
In my eyeballs, that's where.
There's not enough bleach in the world for that.
It's just as a NVIDIA stock shareholder, I like him, but it's just like I can't like his face and his demeanor when he's on stage. It's like he knows that he put a $2,000 price tag on the 5090 and people still bought it. Like he knows what he did. Like it's just like you you are part of the problem. You are part of the problem. Like I have a 4090 and I feel like I just need to like get rid of it out of like principle. Like
just out of spite.
Yeah, it's like no, I'm gonna buy a 9700 XT just because of you, Jensen. Like
I mean, it could change the tides.
I hope so.
It starts with one person.
We need to. Lisa Sue needs to pick it up over there at AMD. What are we doing?
So, real quick, what are your thoughts on the Intel Arcs?
They got a lot of potential. I'm pretty excited about them. That I can't remember the Battle Mage or whatever it is.
No idea.
I think we're entering an era where 1080p is becoming really easy to run. So that entry level card era is just sort of because of NVIDIA, it's really hard to get a decent entry level card now. But I think AMD and Intel, especially with Battle Mage, can make some headway, especially since if you follow graphics cards, the 8 gig model, the 8 gig 5060 is just a travesty. Like it's just such a horrible design. Yeah, the base entry card has 8 gigs, and there's been a lot of let me rephrase that. There's a 16 gig model, but it's like $70 more. And if you look at benchmarks and stuff like that, it's just like it's a travesty how much performance you lose on an 8 gig card. So but that's one of those things where, again, where Jensen's like they know they can do it because somebody was like, oh, whatever, $299. I think it's $399 actually. It's like, oh yeah, I'll get that one. Why do I need to spend an extra $100? And it's like, well, you do because you want it to last. So it's one of those. It's just he knows he can get away with it, and it upsets me. But that's where Intel and AMD can kind of come in and at least try to take some of that market share. But the question is, will they? I don't know. But with Intel being an integrator, I think they have some potential to do some, almost like I'll say like a Steam Deck, but in the portable market in the next couple of years, if they could make an Intel chip with a Battle Mage GPU on the chip, that's actually pretty compelling. And that's where AMD is strong right now in the portable market, because NVIDIA doesn't really have a solution for that. So it's more competition is always better. I'm actually surprised they stuck with it though. Like Battle Mage or Arc in general took a long time to take off. And when it finally did, it wasn't that impressive. So I kind of thought they were going to fall off of it, but no, they're sticking to it. So I'm rooting for them as much as I hate Intel as well. But
yeah, I haven't really followed the Intel GPUs as of recently. Actually, probably a couple of years ago is the last time I heard about or looked into it. So. That's
yeah, it's the B5. Yeah, the B580. That's the card I couldn't think of. That's kind of like their entry model, and it's decent for what it is. But driver support is still it's okay. It's not quite there where it's supposed to be quite yet. But for $399, it's a pretty good card, and again, I'm rooting for them because we need more competition, so that way stupid stuff like the 5060 doesn't. People don't fall into that trap, basically. So
right. Don't get the monopoly going on.
Yeah, again, I'm part of the problem though. So,
well, I also have a NVIDIA card too, but which I'll say this: you to play Doom, the Dark Ages, you need a minimum. What was it? I have the where did I put the stats? You have to have a minimum of an NVIDIA. Oh, here it is.
I think it's a 2060.
Yeah, 2060, just as a minimum requirement, just because it has ray tracing.
Correct.
Which I found that out the hard way. Yeah, you need ray tracing for that. But also the CPU, as far as Intel, you need, was it the i7 10700K or better? I have a 6700. So regardless of GPU, I still wouldn't be able to play it. But this game,
it was an interesting, what's what I want to say here. That was a bold move, I guess, and a lot of people were really upset about that ray tracing required thing. But it also makes sense because the engine doesn't support. I shouldn't say it doesn't support. They just decided not to do rasterized graphics, and so. But it though. It does strange things. So.
I mean, that's fair. I mean, eventually you're gonna have to make that push, and they just like, all right, fine, we'll make that push. So, which is fair, but not fair for me. But.
I think it was an interesting, like, to do that on a console generation where AMD doesn't have strong ray tracing performance at all.
Mm-hmm.
So it was interesting to do that in a generation where the consoles are AMD based, and really we're in a GPU era where it's just like, unless you have a 50,000 or a 5,000 or a 4,000 series card, ray tracing is pretty hard. It's really hard on your system. So it's interesting, I guess, that they did that, but someone had to do it, I guess.
Well, yeah. And this was, I mean, the most badass game that you have to make, it's going to push the limits. So, yeah, well, might as well be Doom. So, and Allie, you said you've played this game as well.
Yeah.
On the Xbox or PC?
Yeah. Xbox.
Oh, okay.
In my comfy chair.
The comfy chair.
No, I've been playing it upstairs because my youngest daughter likes it for some reason, and she wants to watch me play it. She's like really likes it. Seriously, she's like, "This is cool, Mom." I'm like, "Okay, what am I doing to my child?"
Should you be worried? Yeah, what are you doing to your child? Dear goodness.
You're preparing her for success, is what you're doing.
What do you do if you don't get the raise? Rip and tear. No.
We don't rip and tear. Not today. Not today.
So, I guess we should get started with this. Cory, you're the Doom expert here. Where does this game take place in the universe, if you will?
It's before 2016, but after Doom 64, basically. So there's in the Doom timeline, there's basically two eras, I guess you could call it. You have Doom Guy, and then you have Doom Slayer. So Doom Guy becomes Doom Slayer sometime after Doom 64, basically, and he is the Doom Slayer at this time. So he's already been infused with the Argent energy, so he's the superhero version, basically.
So the Slayer is just like an anti-superhero, like a super
something like that. Yeah, basically it's a combination, and it's Doom, so they don't go super deep into it. But it's his
story.
Yeah, it's his sheer determination and will combined with Argent energy has created basically this whatever you want to call it, superhero. So
I mean, some people actually probably would call him a superhero, you know.
I mean, yeah, he actually has a lot in common with Superman, believe it or not. When you really drill down to it.
Okay.
So, yeah.
Drill away.
You basically can't kill him. So.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
So I've seen that.
There's.
Go ahead.
And he basically only has one, trait, or one goal is don't touch humans, essentially. He's their protector. So that's what drives him, and you can't kill him. So
it's a pure good Christian game.
Yeah, exactly.
Destroy all demons.
I don't know what Christian games you're playing, Kevin, but
Doom, duh. We demolished the demons.
Okay.
Tavik in the
is he?
chat, no, he is not solar powered, unfortunately. So,
but that'd be interesting if it was.
Yeah, Superman is solar powered, but Doomslayer is just angry, I guess. He's anger powered.
It's because he's powered by anger.
He's like Kratos. He refuses to die. He's so angry he won't die.
He's
pretty much.
Really bad. He's got roid rage.
Yeah. I don't know. Has anybody seen the death battle with Doomslayer versus Master Chief the second time, not the first time?
No.
Oh no, I didn't know they did a second one, and that's interesting because actually I think I said that actually, in like 2017 or something like that. Because I think the original one came out right around when Doom was sort of coming back, and so they did the. I think it was just a coincidence that they did the original Master Chief versus Doom Guy at that time. That's interesting. Yeah, I guess in my opinion, I think Slayer would actually beat Chief. That's just my my opinion.
You should definitely watch it. So the animator is by Devil Artemis. He does the Kermit and Cell series.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he does really good with the animation, and it's really good. I'm not gonna say much more about it, but it's a good watch. It really hammers down of Merle, welcome, powered by Wrath. Yeah, we're doing good. How are you doing? Yeah, it just shows that he's just fueled by anger in that episode, and how Master Chief is just, by the books kind of thing. It's interesting. It was good though. I liked it. Yeah. So Allie has, what is the story behind Doom: The Dark Ages? Is there even a story? I guess we should ask.
I put a lot of bullet points in the script about this particular thing having to do with the story.
What the hell is going on? What's the point of this? Allie is confused by the plot. So I think she needs some light shined on the situation.
Ellie is confused.
I think we all are, honestly. It's interesting. I'm curious how you feel about the game overall first, and then I will dive into the
yes, Allie, go on. Let
comparisons,
us,
I guess, because my history is just a little bit different. So.
Oh, okay. So yeah, Allie, what do you think?
I like it.
Okay,
like
what are your thoughts on the story?
I don't know what's going on. I just know that this lady's floating, and now all of a sudden she's not, and this guy got like super pumped up and looks like he went and did crunches for a year and decided to come back.
Just on the crunches, huh?
So he took his shirt off, so I'm assuming that's what he's doing. I don't know.
Okay.
My daughter was like, "Mom, he took his shirt off. Does that mean he's serious?" Like,
I mean, it can be. Yeah.
I don't know. It's like you got eaten by something and then you died and you came back. It's this whole big thing, and I'm very confused. But I like the game overall.
So, what are your predictions? Like, what do you think is going to happen? What are the connections you're drawing here?
Oh, he's going to kill everything. Somebody's going to die, and he's going to go to sleep.
For another 1,000 millennia. Till he is woken once again.
I think he's going to go 9-9 again.
Everybody go 9-9. Okay. So, Cory.
Yeah, so they have announced DLC for this game. So, I'm assuming, I have an idea where that's going to go, but yeah, I don't know id's fascination right now with them wanting to tell a story in Doom. I don't, it doesn't need to exist, I guess is the best way I can say it. And it's confusing because the story's not good. I'll just be honest. It's just not good. Like it's not written very well. It's not told very well. It looks nice. I'll give him that. Like the direction of the cutscenes like look nice, but it's a lot of like single frame shots of just like this character talking to this character. And it's a hard thing to write because how do you write a character that doesn't speak? Like how do you convey anything with a character that doesn't speak? So I don't say I don't envy them, but at the same time, they also put themselves in this, whatever pickle of like, what do you do? But then it's interesting because they also did it somewhat okay in Doom Eternal, and Doom 2016 was able to tell a story without words, essentially.
Right.
So it's weird that they're just doubling down on this idea that we want a story, and I don't know anybody, even fans of the franchise, are like, yeah, this is great, and it's there. That's the best thing I can say. It's there, and I always compare it to John Wick. It's like the more you learn about John Wick, the less cool John Wick is.
Yeah, I can see that. Actually. I have yet to finish to start the fourth movie, but I could definitely see what you're saying now with John Wick.
Yeah, and it was interesting because I don't say you didn't know who he was, but like his motivations were very basic and his style was very it was cool. It was cool to watch John Wick be John Wick. Yeah. And so, but then the more you learn about it, of just like, well, John Wick really isn't that special because like he's part of this other thing, and they're all taught how to do this armbar flip thing. And so now everybody does the armbar flip thing. And then you learn that what's her face also does armbar flip things, but she's a ballerina. So because we need a spinoff, so she can do the armbar flip thing. And so like, and it's not quite as like, corporate as that. But it's just like the more you learn about, it's like I don't really need to know why the Doomslayer like is why there's other gods and why there's all these other things going on. Like I really don't need to know. But at the same time, can you really just make a game that's, hey, this guy likes to kill things? You could, but is that acceptable in the AAA space? I think you could argue that that's their job to figure out, and that they haven't done it very well. So,
well, and I was gonna say too, like just the this mindless shooting of things, like that was originally Doom. Like there was no story with that. On the one of the final bosses was the Romero or whatever the head on a stick.
Oh yeah, it was behind the icon of sin.
Yeah, and it didn't take itself too seriously, but yeah, like just kill demons. That's all it was. And it almost sounds like they're oversimplifying the game concept. Like they're making it too complex, and they're hurting themselves. They're hurting their brains.
And it's not interesting. And there's nothing that's being told that you haven't seen in another game before. But also, I guess the part that I really don't understand is that none of it really ties into the Doomslayer. Like it's like building the world around him, but we already really know his origins and like why he is who he is. And that first game was really good about, I don't say, keeping a secret, but as you start playing through Doom 2016, like you start to learn that it's not that he's here to like, hell is basically afraid of him, kind of thing. It's not that he's like trying to survive. It's like, no, they're trying to survive him. And that was a really interesting, just sort of funny way to do it. And it's the RoboCop inspiration kind of thing. And it was unique and cool. But then in Eternal, they started adding in some stuff, and it was like, okay, like I get it. Like you had to sort of tell his, story or whatever, but now you have, and it's like, let's tell all these other characters. And it's like, I'm not here to see this other person who they got possessed or something. I don't know.
So there's other characters in the Dark Ages now? Like that he fights along with, or he has to fight?
Both. I couldn't tell you any of their names. But it's very Avengers, I guess you could say. It's very like world versus world kind of thing. It's from a like setting standpoint, it's pretty cool because you get to see sort of this war going on always in the background. It kind of reminds me of like Gears of War, that original, the second and third one, especially the second one. Like as you were playing through that game, you could see in the background just like a war going on, and you kind of felt, and that's kind of what they do here. Like the coolest thing about this game is like, and they didn't talk about this. I don't know why. Like when you start this game, the Doomslayer is like being like sort of controlled kind of thing. Like he's like a weapon, and they literally like shoot him into the battlefield. Like he's in this like spaceship, and they're like, we need the Slayer, and they just like shoot him into the battlefield, and he just does his thing. And as the game goes on, like that's the coolest part of the game. It's just like that's he's basically like the nuclear weapon, and he just shoots in. But yeah, it's all these other characters and like their influences, and it tries to tell sort of like a somewhat of a story about the makers, which are another race, and it's just like, yeah, there's all these other characters, but you don't care. You really don't care.
I like the dragons.
Yeah, dragons look cool.
The dragon part is pretty cool.
Yeah.
I was gonna say it looks cool, and also I guess I probably should have said this before. You can go spoiler free on this game. Like, I'm fine with it, and I'm sure
there's nothing to really spoil. Yeah, there really isn't, and I guess that was the other part of it that I just didn't really understand. It doesn't really tell a story from start to finish. And again, there will be DLC, but I think for me the biggest thing is that you just do not know. You don't really learn anything about the Doomslayer that you didn't know or did know. So it doesn't really, I don't know what the point of it was, I guess.
Like
there's a bad guy. Guess what he wants? Power. It's
more like
power.
The same concept over and over. Wash, rinse, repeat.
Yep.
Get seriously ripped.
Yeah. It just
fair.
But gameplay is that's a different story. So we can we can
please tell
talk
us
about
more
that.
about
So
the
I'm
gameplay,
curious.
because I know I've heard that there's a new style compared from 2016 to Eternal to the Dark Ages now, and you have a shield. So yeah, explain that.
So the best way is 2016 was run and gun, 17. Eternal was sort of mobility, move around, jump and shoot kind of thing. And Dark Ages is stand and fight. So it's a lot more grounded than it is. And it does a really good job of making you feel powerful. And like the easiest way I can say it is every time you're moving, if you've got a decent, subwoofer at home, every step is do, do, do. And if you're 5 feet off the ground, whenever you hit the ground, it just creates like a shock wave. And it just, if there's fodder enemies on the field, it just decimates them. So like anytime that you like enter the battlefield and you see something going on and you hit that jump, it's very Superman-like of just like you hit the ground and everything just is destroyed around you. So like you feel powerful kind of thing. And that was something that you felt powerful in 16 and Eternal, but this is different. But it's very much a stand and fight kind of game to where, there's just straight up parrying. I mean, it's almost bullet hell like at times of just like, hey, here's a red wave. Don't get hit by that. But the green one, you want to hit that one. You want to parry that one. And it's kind of jarring at first. It's like, okay, like this is interesting. But it's, yeah. So, and the shield is really that's your number one weapon, really. You can throw it. You can Captain America it. It's got a chainsaw around it. So you can cut up demons with it. It's your parry weapon. Yeah. And then you also get modifiers for it. And so sometimes whenever you parry, there's like an auto turret that you can get. You can call down lightning. You can make an earthquake. So it's all about sort of standing your ground, but also, I don't say causing chaos because that's not what I want to say, but it's about enemy sort of making sure. So whoever's stunned, you kind of have to pick and choose your fights. Right. So you've got to make sure that you're sort of picking the right enemy at the right time, or at least, keeping everything at bay, I guess you could say.
So kind of still like the other two Dooms where you got, like you say, you got to pick and choose your battles. Who are you going to get the ammo pickup from? Who are you going to pick the health, and who are you going to down first? And
yeah. And the other part of it is that you have a melee, but it's not infinite. It's sort of charge based. So it charges back pretty quick, but there's literally like fists around their pickups essentially. So you can recharge your melee pretty quick. But they've simplified it in that, there is no longer a triangle, I guess you would ever call it, a rock, paper, scissors of. In Eternal, it was for if you need shield, you've got to use your flame belch. If you need health, you got to use a glory kill. If you need ammo, it's the chainsaw. Now it's just melee. If you go and you melee somebody, they're going to drop pretty much whatever you need. So it's quicker in that. I don't know, quicker's not the right word. It's slower than Eternal, but it's quicker to sort of get stuff done, I guess you could say. So
it still keeps you in the battle.
Yeah, and it's. Again, I'll hold some of I'm curious how Allie feels about some of it, because I have some other thoughts about before I go too deep into it. But
I like the shield a lot. I use that thing like pretty much all the time. That's pretty much all I use is that darn shield. Like you can like lock it onto somebody and like power charge at them and like knock them back and beat the crap out of them with it. I don't like the melee weapons. I like the mace more than the hammer thingy. I don't remember what that thing's called, but I like the mace a lot more.
The flail?
Yeah.
With the thing with the chain?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like that thing a lot more than the other one.
So how many melee weapons do they have in this game? Because it sounds like
3.
there's... Oh, only 3. Okay.
Fist.
Yeah, he gets like a power glove, essentially. That's like a brass knuckle, I guess the best way you could say it, with spikes on it. And then you get the flail, and then the last one is it's like an ancient weapon. It's basically just like it's a big bat, I guess you could say. It looks different. So it's kind of like a I want to say good, better, best. That's how I say it. It's more like a light, medium, and heavy. So your fist is your light, and your flails are medium, and the bat's basically the heavy. So the heavy one is like when you hit somebody with it, like it causes a shock wave, and it can kind of take a lot of things out, but you only get one hit with it before it has to recharge. So it's kind of a more like I need out of a situation, or I need ammo, so I'm going to hit this one guy and make sure I get everything around, basically, to die around it. So whereas the flail and the fist, like, it does not cause those shockwaves, so you have to sort of hit and move sort of thing.
Right. So with the story being the way it is it still enjoyable, just as like a kill them all kind of game? Like, is that still viable? Enjoyable, I guess, is the word.
I'm curious how Allie feels.
Yeah, because you haven't spoken a whole lot this episode.
No, I haven't. I like the game for the most part. Like, I just started playing Doom games, last year? Something like that.
Last year. Because, we had Doom 2016, so we started it last year.
So, like, I'm not a big Doom person. I don't sit there and go, oh, I have to play this game. Like, I just played it because we were going to talk about it. And I've been playing it nonstop. Like, I'll get up, get ready for work, and then know that I have 15 minutes that I can go upstairs and play it. And I do that. And I don't know why. I don't know if it's like, I like it. I like killing all the demons with the shield.
She's a shield maiden now.
I am. It's my Captain America shield.
I would say, like, it's actually like, you could totally throw like stars and stripes on this, and you could make a claim that if you put a Captain America skin on this and you change up the weapons and stuff, it would probably work. Like, legitimately. He's very Captain America. And it's still fun. Like, but it's just interesting. I would not be surprised that if some point, like, that happens at some point, if id, sells the tech, or, somebody's like, dude, we could totally make a Captain America game. Like, and it would work, kind of thing. Like, I mean, they did Indiana Jones with Bethesda and Machine Game. So it's like, is it really that big of a stretch? I don't know. But I find it interesting because I actually told her this. I was like, I think you're actually going to like this game as opposed to 2016 or Eternal, because it's, can I swear on this? You guys allow swearing?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Like, the Dark Age's biggest problem is that the last game was Doom fucking Eternal. Like, possibly the greatest first person shooter ever made. And they're like, you're going to get people that say that's insane. But Doom Eternal is, in my opinion, and I think a lot of people share this, is from a skill standpoint and from a, like, just sort of design standpoint, it is extremely difficult to master. And it's a workout, and that's gonna rinse some people, like, when you think of Doom, it's like, I just want to shoot stuff, and it's like, you can in Doom Eternal, but it also, they made you work at it. Like, by the end of that game, you had to be good at that game. And it was very deliberate. It was designed to be a skill-based game by the end of it. Even if you play on the easiest difficulty, like, you can get through it, but you still have to sort of learn its rules.
Right.
And the Dark Ages is far more forgiving, I guess you could say. It's still fun, but if it's not Doom Eternal is the best way I can say it. I still enjoy it, but if I had to pick, like, a hierarchy of this reboot, it would be the lowest of the three. And it's fun. Like, by the second half of that, I think the biggest problem for me is the ramp up. Like, the game does not take the training wheels off until about 12 to 13 missions in, and you're still unlocking stuff then. But and once the training wheels are off and you sort of get the flow of it, it's also by far the easiest one. Like, it's on Nightmare. I didn't really have any problems. There was a couple times that I died, but it was usually because I was being stupid. But they also have, like, this new difficulty system to where you can customize, like, the parry windows and how fast the game is moving, how aggressive the enemies are. And on Nightmare, oddly enough, it is not nearly as difficult as you can make the game. So the parry window is still extremely forgiving. So it's not skill, I guess is the best way I can say it, where Doom Eternal was about skill. So there's still a flow to it. There's a flow state. And once you get everything, like, there is not not much like it in terms of, like she said, like the shield bash, like you can do that from like across the map. Like, you see someone, you hit that button and you just teleport to him. Basically, it looks cool. It feels cool. You get to him and then all of a sudden you've got a double barrel shotgun that is just like, I will say, the best double barrel they've ever made. Like, it just decimates things. Like, it sounds awesome. You feel awesome playing this game, but you're kind of doing the same thing over and over. Like there's not a flow chart, I guess you could say. Like, Doom Eternal is a flow chart. You've got to know what to use, when to use it, where the weaknesses are, etc. Like, for instance, like the Mancubus in Doom Eternal, like you can shoot off his arms essentially, and you kind of have to. Like, you need to, especially on Nightmare, because if not, then he can basically hit you from across the map, and you have to sort of know how to do that. Like the Caco Demons, the other one is Caco Demons. If you shoot a grenade in his mouth, it's almost an instant kill. But if you miss, then you're kind of in trouble because he's going to get right in your face, kind of thing. Right. This doesn't really have any of that. Like, if you parry, you're basically okay. So as long as you parry, you're good. And it's fun. It looks cool, but it's easy, I guess is the best way to say it.
As long as you parry the green shields, not the red ones.
Hey, I like that parrying mechanic a lot. Thank you very much. I got good at it.
I think what's also interesting is like somebody as myself is that just got off of playing Expedition 33, which is also extremely parry heavy. Like, the window in Expedition 33 is like Dark Souls level, and this is just like, you've got a full second or two in the Dark Ages to parry, kind of thing. So it was just, I don't think I very rarely missed a parry, kind of thing. It's that forgiving. Correct. Yeah, it is that forgiving kind of thing. So, and I get it. Doom Eternal was it rinsed a lot of people, but it's still a great game. But again, it's just tough because you're coming off of Doom Eternal. So if you're like me and you're just like, I kind of knew going in it wasn't going to be Doom Eternal sort of thing. But it definitely does feel like this is the one where they're like, okay, we heard you. Like the success rate in Doom Eternal was probably lower than we anticipated, so we're going to make this a little bit easier for you, kind of thing. And it's fun, but when you wrap that around the story, which makes no sense, if they would have sort of, I don't know, even had like the same quality in terms of throughput of design, in terms of teaching the game and learning the game as Eternal, I'd be a lot happier with it. But it ends up just being good, not great, is the best compliment I can give it.
I understand the story.
Well, it sounds like it's a very confusing story, so I guess you're not alone.
I told you I was confused. I'm like trying to follow it. I'm watching every cutscene and I'm like, this makes no GD sense. What is happening right now?
Yeah, I love how you say like Eternal, that was hard on the players, so they went easy on the players in this game. But in my mind, I'm thinking, oh great, they were hard on the players in Eternal, and now Dark Ages they're hard on the computers instead of the players this time. Gee, thanks.
Yeah. And that's sort of the other thing is like Doom Eternal was like, it ran on Vulkan, which not a lot of games run on Vulkan. Actually, it had DirectX, but like you could get 300 frames in that game on release, and like Doom is about speed, and it's just like in this, but the engine of like that's one of those things where it's not going to be appreciated as much as it should. The game is, from a technical standpoint, it's stunning. I mean, it's the physics of it, the character models, everything of it are just top notch. And they've never made a game that is this technically sound. However, they're running into that issue now to where a lot of games, and when you target realism, it's way harder to make a good looking game. It's way more difficult. Whereas if you're targeting something that's over the top and kind of goofy and colorful, the way that 16 and Eternal were, it's a lot easier. It's just a lot easier to make things that look really good. And so a lot of people are going to look at this and they might think it's like a step back. It's just like, it just doesn't look as it's almost, I don't want to say too good looking, that's not what I say, but it looks different. It looks like a medieval game. It does not look like Doom Eternal. And also, like, from a scale standpoint, I mean, the levels are huge compared to Doom Eternal. So when you have a when you have a scale that's going bigger, also you have to have ray tracing because they do not have any other type of lighting, and you've got new physics engines, you've got new character models, etc. It's I mean, on high end rigs, you're lucky to get 150 frames if and that's without path tracing. Path tracing isn't even out yet, which is going to kill your frame rate even more. So I think a lot of people were disappointed in that, of like, oh man, I can't wait to boot this up and 500 frames a second, let's go. And then they're like, oh, my 4090 is dying, what's happening? So
no, trust me, I know how it feels to have a GPU die, but it wasn't this game, really. Yeah. Funny enough, it was
never going to live that down.
I'm not. It was quite funny how it happened. It was actually a 10-year-old game that almost made my computer die, oddly enough. So, I mean, you basically told us everything about the Dark Ages already. But like, I guess we're gonna wrap it up here soon. So what are your guys' final thoughts, since you're the two that actually played it and I couldn't? So Allie, what are your final thoughts on this? Like,
I have no clue what's going on, but I'm enjoying it. From the shield and killing all of the bad guys aspects of it, but the storyline, I have no freaking clue what's going on. And I kind of like it that way.
Fair.
It's like, for me, it's just a game. Like, I could probably skip every single cutscene and be like, okay, I like this game without the story.
Yeah.
If that makes sense.
Well, yeah. I mean,
yeah, it's.
Yeah.
We didn't talk about a couple things. Like, there's the Titan levels as well as the Dragon levels, and it's the reason I didn't really talk about it is because they're not super memorable, honestly. The Titan ones I think are actually pretty bad. They're not bad's not the right word. Formulaic, I guess, is like you've seen this before. It's nothing like you've never seen. The dragon levels are interesting. They're kind of fun. They're almost like a space battle, I guess is the best way I can say it. They're very space battle-ish, of like you even chase down like another dragon looking thing. You get behind them, you hold left trigger, shoot, left trigger, right trigger to shoot them down, kind of thing. And it looks cool. Like, you feel cool doing it. The sense of speed is good. But then it's like you hit the ground and it's like, oh right, I'm playing Doom. Totally forgot. Okay. So all right, let me go back to killing demons here. And it's gonna sound way harsher than I intended to, but it's like following Doom Eternal was always gonna be a problem. And I think they nailed their goal. Their goal is they wanted to do something different with Doom. They wanted to tell a story. They wanted to do a different take on it. And I think it's also extremely, what's the word? I commend them for not just making sequels. They're not just putting out, hey, we made another one. We made the next Assassin's Creed. It's just like the last one, but it looks different. So fun. Each game it stands on its own. They're all very different from each other. But this one, it's like, okay, you guys need to either reel it in, or maybe it's time to put Doom to rest for a decade or so and come back with some new ideas. Because when you brought it back in 2016, a lot of people were not expecting you to do what you did, and it was extremely good. The Dark Ages is good, but it definitely feels like okay, you guys have done everything you want to do. I'll be interested to see what the DLC is and how far they go with it, because the Ancient Gods and Doom Eternal was basically they got very creative with the stuff that they created, and that sounded weird. They got very creative with the enemies and the new things that they did in just the DLC. So the fact that the response to this one is like, it's good, but it's a little too easy. It's a little too, I won't say watered down. That's not what I say, but are they going to go more into that, or are they going to be like, okay, we heard you. It's too easy. Let's crank this up to 11 and see how you do. And if they can nail that, it'd be really good. But it's the best 8 out of 10 you'll play, this year probably.
So it's essentially what it's. Are they going to listen to their fan base or not? Is what it kind of sounds like with this DLC.
Yeah, and will they make another Doom game? They're going on. I mean, by the time the DLC comes out, from 2016 to 2026, that'll be 10 years of games, but that doesn't include the 6 years of Doom 2016. So it's just like, you've got 15 to 20 years of development of these 3 games. It's like, do you keep going, or is it time to maybe do something else? And that will be the kind of the biggest question. And if you do something else, it'll be interesting to see where they go with it, because you've sort of tapped, I think, the major pillars of, how many times can you make a game about dude go shoot, and that's that's a difficult thing.
Shoot things.
Right. And that's it. As a fan, even as a fan of Doom, I'm just like, when you come back next time, let's do something. I want to be blown away like I was with Doom 2016. So I don't care how long that takes, but figure that part out.
Just don't take as long as GTA 6.
Right.
Or maybe do, if GTA is any good.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I guess. I have thoughts about it. But I think we're going to try and keep it under an hour and 30 minutes today. So, but Cory, thank you so much for coming out and enlightening us with the Doom facts again. It was actually really nice. It's good talking to you again. And if you haven't, go check him out over at Spotify and where else? Apple?
GamePassPod.com.
Game Pass Pod. I butchered that. What was it again?
GamePassPod.com.
GamePassPod.com. Go check them out. Game Pass or Pass is the podcast they have. And I think I just seen one recently. You were talking about the inflation of the games and all that. Yeah,
this year we've played so far. We've played Clair Obscur, Adamfall, Balatro, Mullet Mad Jack, and one other game, Avowed. So those are the kind of the games we've covered this year. We're gonna be doing Doom: The Dark Ages next, actually. Well, we're gonna be covering a lot of other stuff here coming up soon. But yeah, then there's also the recent Xbox price increases, and we try to check in usually around June with Xbox after they do their summer showcase, but then they announced that the price increases on all of their stuff, and it turned into a big debate about the future of Xbox and all that fun stuff. So
cool. Yeah, because I know Xbox they're gonna start teaming up with Steam now. So
the rumor is their next device is basically just going to be a computer, and they're going to have a launcher that will basically tap into your other stores like Epic and Steam, and so you can live in this one sort of launcher, and you don't have to go other places, I guess. Which is, it's a cool idea, but at the same time, it's, what's the word? What do you gain by doing that, I guess?
Right. It kind of sounds like they're trying to make the Xbox One all over again, because the Xbox One, they wanted to make that the all-in-one, your go-to. Everything goes into that device and then outputs, and it sounds like they actually perfected it this time. But they're finally approaching it the right way of you're not going to be the center of the living room. It's not going to happen. You've tried it for 20 years. It's never going to work. So the only way is, if you can't beat them, join them. And so the question is, but then it's like, so if you do all that, and Valve tried to do it a long time ago with the Steam machines, it didn't work. But so can Microsoft do it? Maybe. But then at the same time, it's, why would you buy an Xbox if I can just build a PC? And that's a fantastic question that I don't know if anyone can answer it. So yeah, questions that will need answers later on. So thank you everyone so much for joining us. Cory, thank you for joining us again. It's been fun. I'm actually going to be very bad at just exiting, but we'll be back in the next 2 weeks.
In a couple of weeks. We'll be back in 2 weeks.
Yes, thank you.
On the 6th. For some more simulation games.
We're going to be talking about simulation. We're prolonging the movie portions.
We are, but that's Halloween. That's Halloween's problem. We've got that down for Halloween.
So we actually do. We're actually getting to it, but she wants to prolong the ending of friendships until then. So that's fair. So
for real synergy, if you really want to, Police Simulator and Firefighter Simulator are now on Game Pass.
They are.
There you go.
I hate them both.
Yes.
Anyway.
I haven't played them yet. But
I've played them both. I hate them both. Anyway.
So with that, thank you everyone for joining us, and we'll talk to you next time.